Today, the 9th of June, 2020. We want to learn a table, the story them we would on the hear from quarantine homes them na Salone. Every part of Sierra Leone, as long as people in they in quarantine, then stories them almost sound the same. Thing they like, thing for it, people learn for check on them, and they resolved about being positive or negative, and when they go left them for waka free. Across the country, from the first day, where them people them, we come on at the diaspora, we begin at the Leone International Airport Hotel, raise alarm, to the last audio we go hear from people them where they in quarantine, no look good for we country. You go say, oh, well, them people there, then we don't leave before even government quarantine them. But remember, they are quarantined and they're not able to come on a do for go find them living. So it just be good that waiting they want be provided. Waiting that they need be provided. But where we come inside I go able for, because this not be one of the main reasons will be lead me for ask the question, waiting not the budget way the government of Sierra Leone get per person or per household. Waiting not the budget, we don't know. But we can hear from the quarantine people them, and we hear again from the Deputy Minister of Social Affairs, waiting he explain about the new role na quarantine homes them. But for now, make we give the status update for today, the 9th of June. We get 24 new cases. Yesterday we get 32. Today we get 24. 24. Last Monday, we get 4. Remember, last Monday, 4. This Monday, we get 32. Now we get 24. This is not the breakdown. Now 153 samples them, and then conduct test on. 153 samples, and then conduct test on, and 24 come positive. If we break down the 24, Kenema get 9. 9 new cases from Kenema. Kono get 2. Moyamba get 2. Western Area Urban, Wena Freetown get 11. Yesterday, Western Area Urban beget 18. Today, they get 11. And on Sunday, they beget 12. Inside Freetown, the numbers. We see Kenema, 9. 9 then get today. Konosef, then look down, they make headlines now. Because on Sunday, then we get 6. On Saturday, then we get 7. Now they get 2. Moyamba get 2. The last time we then we get 2 again, now be on Friday. Last Friday, then we get 2. Freetown Union, we know, now the epicenter. I believe the contact tracers then don't begin to then walk back, so we don't begin see the numbers then back for Freetown, they go up. Now the total cumulative confirmed cases in Salone now 1,025. 1,025. The one that we're in isolation center now 354. Where they get supportive care, where they get treatment, now 354. The one them we recover for today, we get 10 new recoveries. 10 new recoveries. And for me to get that number there, the one them would then be do test on. The total number of people them now be 20. 20. That now the test for the one the way for recover. However, now only 10 now become as negative. 10 come as negative, so we get 10 new recoveries. Death, we get one more person. We lost in life to COVID-19. Even yesterday back, we get one person. So we want to watch waiting tomorrow go can wait. Because it look like say every day now we lost one person to COVID-19 for the start of this week. We pray their soul go rest in peace. The one they were in a quarantine, 1,608. 1,608, and then people here we can talk about today. The one they don't come on a quarantine now 5,414. If we take cumulative numbers by gender, 513 female, 512 male. So the woman then just the lead demanding by one. We give a total of 1,025 people we don't get positive with coronavirus na salon. But however, make not forget say 621 people don't recover from the virus. Make we give by district the cumulative numbers. Bo 49, Bont 37, Bombali 20, Falaba 4, Kailao 21, Cambia 2, Kono 24, Kenema 80, 9 Kenema Dorich 80. Remember the other day, Kenema be there 40 and Bo be there 42. Now Bo there 49, Kenema Dorich 80. Koinadugu 3, Moyamba 14, Putloko 19, Pujeu 6, Tonkolili 12, Western Area Rural 153, Western Area Urban 581. 581. These are the numbers them where the EOC or the NACOVAC want to make me say now the updates now one day for today, Tuesday the 9th of June 2020. However, we see a campaign where they go on now for say people enough for the wear face mask when they talk. People for wear face mask when they talk. Now a campaign don't can say we they talk, for wear face mask. Even if you not possibly follow we na YouTube, you will find out say the videos yourself will upload today of the bike riders them na do azak. Somebody they will comment where they go with that theory. Say people are not supposed for wear face mask where then they talk. Not to that the face mask therefore for where away they talk, so that the droplets them not go out there just in case you are positive. They don't go to the extent you get this. Not to one video I don't see. Yes, you go say white lady, white man, they all they talk. And one thing, people, please, not so because now white man talker, so not to conspiracy theory. WHO say you for wear face mask. And people way don't go na any outside and they treat tuberculosis, TB or dry cough or any sign inside them facilities then they even before corona then they wear face mask 24/7. As long as you dey inside them facilities, then you get them or you the work they then they wear them. As long as you dey try to come in contact with somebody else, you they wear them. So if them people and they don't they wear them, all this one way people and they can talk about CO2 and whatever. Okay, now just listen to it in WHO poll. Because the thing don't go say now WHO feels say they need for speak up against this campaign where they go say people them not for wear face mask. They say the prolonged use that way don't use face mask for long. They no say it can be uncomfortable. However, it not they lead to CO2 intoxication, no oxygen deficiency. It not they lead to CO2 intoxication, neither it not they lead to oxygen deficiency. Because people them nadande now and then they work out. Nadande then they work out and it not correct. You for wear face mask. They no say while you wear the face mask, make sure say you fit them properly. And it's tight enough for allow you for breathe normally. They say no reuse a disposable mask. Disposable mask. That a mask where you don't wear and don't you for throw away. You no need for reuse them again. Make you no reuse a disposable. Disposable now one way we don't wear one time you for throw away. And always change that particular disposable mask day as it get damp. As the mask gets damp, you for change them. Throw away them. Get new one. Because waiting do now the disposable one. But however, we know say now the cloth mask, now we see now Bokuna Salon. Even Sarah Network Charity Foundation who will do donation, now the cloth mask, now we donate to people them. So make sure, say even the cloth mask, you for try as best as possible, not forget one, so that you will change them when it gets damp, and make sure say you wash them. The first day then give you wash them, but we don't see people themselves not take it so then they buy them. Now they buy them, now they wear them. When they come here they worker, then buy and they wear and they then keep moving. Then they self, they say it's not correct. It's not correct at all. When you buy them, you need for wash them first. Facts by WHO. The prolonged use of medical mask, when properly worn, does not, medical mask when you wear them, in no day cause CO2 intoxication, neither oxygen deficiency. So please, they try for propagate and they say, if you die, people where they do then conspiracy theory them, then self can pretend and make one kind of election and one news media and talk them. But please, just like us, we can always say now, get your correct source where they get for information in Hollande. Now begin go fen, waiting enough for fen, we go left you confused instead of convince you. When they come to a program property day, the frustration with them when them within a quarantine homes them, waiting them feel say then they go through, where they feel say they not deserve them. When me self na feel say they not deserve them. With all way to the area, with all the pillar leads them all the area from Nakovac, why we still get the same story from March, to date, we still get them story than the why. Eh? You don't think say there is communication gap yonder? But you hear the head of quarantine, when I retired Colonel Amadou Koroma, he said no matter what they do, the people know they praise them. But you hear what's in the people then say? You think say with that kind of experience where the people and they get, they need for praise, they want them where they in charge of quarantine, for say then they do well? You think so? But you hear what he say back, every part, food, na problem. Food, na problem. If food, na problem, then why will lock the people then down? Why will say them for quarantine? I be don't talk and I have before say, when then they go quarantine people, at least you just can't go in quarantine one day without having things them where go able to help them people there for week the next day. They no say yes, we are in, but at least we get them here for survive with. Is it just to have the police and military go lock down, draw up na the host, because that's what they do? Then they draw up, saying nobody need to go inside, nobody need to come on a door. Now the military aspect, now we for care about only, since na military people them, now we get in charge of forfeit this particular coronavirus na salon. Is that the only way? Or we feel say, there is another way for able to forget them people there for make them get what they need. Well, today na 98.1, you don't hear waiting the person where they in charge of quarantine retired Colonel Amadou Koroma say. But 98.1 today, the Deputy Minister of Social Welfare Bidede. So then say we get when Mr. Mohammed Haji Keller, then say we get opportunity for ask him about this quarantine issue, because then say then they provide psychosocial support. So they ask them, say, okay, what you not done they do now? Yeah, from waiting we don't play so now. We they do them according to a capacity, but that's not mean say waiting gap no good day. Some of the complaints them we don't go now the houses them, but we find out say na the wrong houses them. Outside the gaps then we need for be flexible and deal with them. One thing we agree with for say system problem D. And you yourself can attest to that system problem D. You go on for say who side way system they work correctly self na salon. But remember, coronavirus. Now we last can inside this Premier League of coronavirus. We say we are ready, we were prepared, everything is in place. But from that time to date, up till now, where they get people we no gladdy about the way they treat them. And me, I want to feel say, one of the major issue na communication. Communication. Now one of the major issue on waiting there we people there don't they tell we. Not to communicate, yes, that is a major one, but not to no more. Not to no more. And I don't think say we get right or in a good for make we they talk about this now. We would affect how we for wrap up coronavirus na salon. The people them way then are then quarantine homes then deserve better. And deserve better. This not the one in Africa no more. We don't get people, we don't contact Twinaya, even to Kailao. Where I be asked the question the other day, where somebody they claim say up to now, then a primary school way bare with no facilities, just the school bench and table. Now they the people in the sleep. That was just on Sunday where somebody contact me, say a network. Where I began for ask the question on Sunday na the NACOVAC daily updates. So why do we still have this kind of things coming up? But make a call to Usman Toli, make we hear you, waiting in get for we. Yes, Usman Toli, you get the platform, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Triple A, and thanks to everybody where they come on this program for can listen and learn from each other. First of all, let's say thumbs up to Triple A because in platform, one of the most credible, factual platform on the social media. So thumbs up. Today, I'm not going to talk much about the COVID-19 statistics because not much change. You don't see a lot of changes take place. The statistics is almost the same. So the situation has not changed much. So I will just jump straight into the quarantine measure. First, let's just say this, and it's very important. Yeah, we therefore know say this measure, when one of the measure where any government they take, or most other government and they take for control COVID-19 is quite challenging. Now, a very, very difficult policy all by itself. And it's not only challenging to the government, but it also challenging to the people where are the victims where then they quarantine. It's challenging to the people in the sense that it gets some psychological impact. It gets emotional impact. Imagine, they go quarantine you for 2 weeks, and sometimes even go to the extent for extend them to more other 2 weeks. It's quite challenging. It's psychological, and at the same time, it gets emotional impact. So this is why we expect a lot more from the government to ensure they manage them effectively. And we know right from the beginning where they introduced this interventionist policy for control COVID-19, this quarantine business, as AAA, you don't talk right from the airport where they start for quarantine, we don't begin to see the lapses. This is now one of the lapses where the government be done the encounter, and we don't talk from the beginning. Despite the praise will be praised them for the proactive measure we then take against COVID-19, but this is now one of the areas will be find out say there are so many lapses. And we all listen to the evidence we bring. I mean the audio listen to, one from the people that were in quarantine, and secondly to the authorities the head of the quarantine, as well as the deputy minister of social welfare. And you don't listen to them very carefully. But let's just start with the people that were in quarantine, what they talk, and what we pull from them. If you listen to Sayo Toure at Tengbe Town, it makes them quite clear, some of the challenges that were in the face. For example, then get a pikin when an 8-month-old pikin. Imagine 8-month-old pikin. You go put on a quarantine, then you're able to provide the necessary things that were required. Is a big problem. Yeah? And then also, when you listen to them, say they're on there for 33 days. Imagine 33 days. Normally it's 14 days, but what can normally happen after the 14 days when they test you, they find out say 1 pound he get COVID-19, then go give you another 14 days quarantine. So imagine, it's a long time. And it's possible then go continue for extend them as time they go on. So this make the entire policy very, very challenging. Yeah? And again, you listen to the people in Black Road and low cost. Yeah? They give a lot of reasons. They say they go quarantine them, they not get food, now what no more, they go give them. Yeah? Now what no more, they go give them, they not get in time, It's very, very challenging. I mean, I listened to the head of the quarantine when Colonel Amadou Kuroma. I'm disappointed in what he talk. He make the connotation, he say, well, food na a challenge. The people in the cry, they tell me, say, we they undergo some difficulties now, in terms of food, in terms of water. They either go as head of quarantine, You know, you go talk, say, food na challenge everywhere. Even me also, food na challenge. Is that the way for talk? You see, the government, therefore, be aware. Say, when they appoint somebody, not a position, appoint somebody where you know that role where in the way appoint them for. This now, as the name implies, Colonel Amadou Kuroma. We know say na a military man. Yeah, maybe he get very little experience about admin, HR, all that. Because when they appoint somebody in kind role here, if you know how to coordinate, if you get that interpersonal skills, how to deal with people, then if you know how to organize, you know, if you know when you get the right person, yeah, when they do their work here, it is say you know who side lapses then they. We not say sometimes there are lapses, but they not be at this level, at this magnitude, or the see so. We always see a lot of videos, and most of these videos cannot be wrong. We saw people and they cry that quarantine centers then. Then they complain about food, then they complain about water, then they complain about hygiene material then they complain about so many things. They can't be wrong. Yeah? There is a lot of coordination problem here. There is a lot of collaboration problem here. I feel say if the authorities them, when they appoint that in various places here, yeah, if the people that we know how for do management in terms of how to organize, you will see the collaboration for the go almost. I will say almost 80%. At least if we get 80% of the coordination right, I feel say things will be okay. But I think say I am not convinced for go appoint a retired colonel, you know, where probably, you know, all in specialized power now for fight or for go war front. I don't say they get other department and but the inefficiency here, yeah, it show you, it speaks volume. To be honest, the inefficiency speaks volume because somebody will actually good per admin work, we get interpersonal skills, we know a lot about coordination and officer here for the experience that. Okay, now the interview, the Deputy Minister of Social Welfare, you see the difference with that head of the quarantine. And remember, he's the head of the quarantine. Look at he put a statement. Yeah? He said people let it commend them. They let it commend them because, to be honest, things are not right. We don't get any efficacy on the whole entire process. Yeah? And when you listen to the Deputy Minister of Social Welfare, it makes a lot of difference. First of all, he recognized the fact that there are lapses. But then go look at how they will correct those lapses. You know, say there are challenges. Yeah? And don't forget the Minister of Social Welfare or Deputy Minister of Social Welfare or that particular ministry, then they for the welfare of people, especially them picking them. Yeah? So he talk about that, he elaborate on that. Yeah, he talk about how they go and then sentence them for go find out what in they happen. Yeah? And when they get the information, then they try for act on them. And he plead with the public. Say anybody will get any information about any gaps or any lapses for make you call, inform the appropriate authority. I think that's the best way for Putam. That's the best way for Putam. But he he recognize the challenges then. He talks saying, oh, go na public media, he go make a loud say there are challenges. Now that's all he try for talk. He no say lapses then they did. But it's all going back to the head of the quarantine. There has been a lot of issues with the quarantine system. Well, as I say, it's challenging. The world all over, when they say Christ and they come all over the world about quarantine. But it's a matter of magnitude, the level at which now they talk about. We expect some lapses, but the way out they go about it, It's not right. And we know say money they come inside. Let them try for improve the system. Yesterday we talked about, $23 million where the international partners donate to NGOs them towards the fight with COVID-19 fight. So money they come inside, yeah, and we expect, with a hope, the NGOs then they listen to this, because we then come on here, yeah, and one of the things and this way they talked about yesterday, we expect for let them identify the loopholes, let them identify the gaps, the lab system. Yeah, we then come on here where they get them so. Not to forgo all and eat and sit down. Yeah, because we know them for that. The NGOs them, especially the one in our country, they are known for that. When they give them money, all what they do, they all their money, then they eat and sit down. Now there's gaps here where the Deputy Minister of Social Welfare talk about, now you have to try to identify, for spend the money here in the wisest way possible, not to for sit down, eat and look for more for come. Yeah? And let me be honest with you, AAA, them people are not going to lie. Yeah? Now the head of the quarantine, now he's not the liar. I will make them quite clear now. You know why? Because we get evidence. The EOC, remember, we don't discuss this in the program. 2 senior officials of the EOC, they may go visit FPC. Then go watch those treatment centers in FPC. You know what they say? Then treatment centers and they appalling. They make them quite clear. They make them publicly. They don't hide them from we at all. They say those treatment centers, those quarantine places, then they're appalling. They say one of the things where they identify was that even some of the hygiene material then. Remember the fight against COVID-19. Hygiene material, short of hygiene material. And even some of the patients then are there inmates them, are there in quarantine center, even a medication, they're not to get them. Well, how the fight against COVID-19 not to become difficult? Because if me get diabetes, and for the take me medication on a regular basis, then I'm not able to get me medication. So what do they expect? It leads to complications. Yeah? So if a senior member of the EOC or senior officials of the EOC don't come out publicly and confirm to we say there are serious lapses in the system, we don't at the head of quarantine for can't tell we say people therefore commend them, they know they no say food na challenge everywhere, even your house food na challenge. You don't go put somebody in a quarantine place. You don't limit the freedom of movement. Who say when you go drag, like how you put a AAA, who say when you go find trade for it, you don't able to get them, you don't go tie them down. The first priority here, now for ensure say you get in food, you get in water. And we all know how important water there in terms of the fight against COVID-19. So if you don't get them things and them basic needs then they for providing people and they that in quarantine centers and it make the fight against COVID-19 highly problematic. I am not surprised that these numbers and they continue to go up. And consequently, we don't see people and they run away. We see people away when COVID-19 victims, then they run away in a quarantine center because they know they get what they're supposed to get. And these are some of the challenges then. So as other callers then, I appreciate you so much, AAA. Thank you very much. In terms of AAA, thank you.
Thank you very much, Usman Toli, for your time, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Yeah. Make we waiting and get for we today.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Sorry about that little delay. I really hope everybody they do well on this Tuesday, and with this new one again, where we don't begin to see which we don't hear about. We defeat that to a problem up to this time. It's just, our first AAA, I want to start with the mask, and I'm really happy that you read that, statement by the WHO regarding the mask wearing, when they try for, discourage other one them for wear face mask in a public area. For wear face mask in a public area important because it prevents you from spreading the virus. So if somebody wear a face mask, it protects you, just like when you wear a face mask, it protect the person. As then surgical mask, then way we can see the medical practitioners and they wear, or the healthcare providers and they wear, then get about 3 layers. So WHO actually say if you get for any face mask, you get for make sure say now about 3 layers. I recall when we do a donation for face mask, we do a layer, like a second layer. Say, even the journalists and they ask why we decide for do that. One, it give you comfort. 2, it ensure say, the sputum or like the droplet not go out of the face mask because my cloth, right? Where we this one and just so 1 layer only, but we make sure say it been backing. And that now for just tell you say we don't already start that process. Now WHO still say it will be up to 3 layers. So anybody where they really sew face mask, make sure so you get like, additional 2 layers, where they go inside of the cloth or the material we don't decide for use. So like you can use the poplin, where we say the actual one for be a cotton because, that the more safe and, and than the nylon, so you don't want to get, into any other problem, and then I look into many different studies where I've been on the read the statement say, if you wear face mask, it depletes your oxygenation and your blood. Where we say, then they talk about like your oxygen saturation, as well as, they make you, keep so much, carbon dioxide in your body, which, I read too many articles just for try for see, say, if I go find one, I not find any. Okay? I not find any and then do a study for find out whether this really not true. So far, there is none. So I'm still yet to see that, study. And even myself decide for go on, say, I did do a study in my job. So I don't put in the request through the hospital, like system because they can get like, the request for like them come up with ideas or things and way for them to study. So I don't request for do that study there so that I know for fact. Now this is what a person they tell me. Now me self for do this study. Because I even do like a clinical intervention on myself. I want to know why I wear the surgical mask and as well as why I take them off, which is my oxygen saturation. So I did that. I don't see any difference in it. And the only thing, people then go get a different perception in terms of how then they feel when they wear mask, as well as the comfort level. That we know the dispute. Yes, you may not be comfortable wearing the face mask all day because this is also something we don't used to. This is not something we just come up for like, everybody do so that we will prevent each other from transmitting COVID-19. So level then left for the spread then kind usually. If somebody really uncomfortable, your advice is, if you feel say you're uncomfortable, like let's say if you say they're out there for a long period of time, so maybe every 2 hours you just try for, put the mask on where say nobody know they're around you. You put on then you put on back, right? Like let's say every 2 hours or even every hour you can do that. Why they say so? For example, when you get patients where they say they're bedridden, meaning they get out of bed or they get out of wheelchair. The education what they tell them, what we can tell them, or the nurse can, it rotates the patient in position every 2 hours. Because when you do that every 2 hours, it help with circulation. So the same process can go for the face mask because that's something like barrier. Where you don't put, for like prevent you from getting sick, but at the same time, the comfort, not to everybody able to support them, That said, I want to also take an example of, when they perform a surgery. Some people then they go through cardiac surgery or thoracic surgery. Then surgery then they can last more than 10 hours. And the physicians then or the providers then get for wear a mask. They're not going to do anything under, without wearing a mask. They don't allow no germs go into the patient because the entire area needs to be sterile. Sterile in the sense, nothing dirty, not for good. They go for sterilize everything, right? Then they go, and not once, and even one of the articles that I read, shows the doctors when they wear their masks, and they don't experience any difficulty, during the procedure. So then they constantly, they do something. But if you don't say you get for jog, if you don't say you get for run, you do walk, you do some kind of strenuous activity, that's not something way understandable rather than for the person. When you do this, the oxygen level in your blood, it'll go down. Then social media things they are so, not try for back with statements with research, not back with statements with evidence. Without that, I'm not going to tell anyone otherwise. If I get evidence, we clearly say, we don't do a study, we did this number of people, and these people don't wear the mask, the one that don't wear the mask, and now we'll compare the two. We find out, say, the one that will be wear the mask, we'll check their oxygen saturation, it'll be low. Then I can come up and tell you, say, this is not clear evidence. There's clinical research that went on, and these are the findings. But I'm glad WHO also they try for debunk that statement when you go around social media. Now, I want to go into quarantine people there, as well as we talk about quarantine. The people that when they do this quarantine, when they go monitor them at the quarantine center, therefore, when they take care of human being, when they take care of another person, something where say, you self want for yourself. Now you for advocate for that person. If everyone they complain, say they know they get food, they know they get water, they know they for a number of days. You when they go monitor them, for be the one for advocate for them. For be the one for say, you know what, we're going to this place, so now these people and they complain about. So the next time when you can, you go ensure see that problem they resolve. Advocacy is very important to me because me being a nurse and also I worked at the bedside for 8.5 years, my job was to ensure that the patient get the right treatment, the patient get the care we deserve, because now me there with the patient for 12 hours compared to the physician where they come, maybe just doing rounds. Now, me the patient they talk to. If the patient really need anything, what you the patient they actually, you know, don't go to hospital. Nurse, they never ever say CNA or physician or doctor. Then they call the doctor in rare cases. When at the nurse, then they call. So I always still say, now we job as practitioners or nurses or community health workers or social workers to advocate for people them. And we need to treat others with human dignity. What do you want for yourself? I hope saying that the same thing you for want for the other person. If you not say, then job there are so. Now that you don't decide for do. You need to come up with that now your mindset and accept that. Otherwise, not for you. Left the job and let other person do the job and let them do it right. You know? Look at we cases, 1,025. You know, every day the number they go up. It's not something for play with. These are something for understand. Say, the longer you keep them in a quarantine, you make their life miserable. Now, the more than they try for mingle, for go actually maybe talk to the other person, find out, how now they do. Then they do not food. You know, because they suffer now, that kind of thing and they're going to go on. We're going to make sure, say, that social distance is not going to even take place. You know, so we talk about all these things, we preach to the people, but the way we treat them, you know, tell well. You know, and with data systems, somebody need for help. The IT department in our country really need for help, for let them try for restore them things and they, so they will really see the number of people that way they're out there and how they can care for everybody, not to just one person no more on a different sector, no more than what they care for. Because I think that's why information technology comes in. You know, then back then, you would help at this moment for beginning to keep some kind of data or track of all the people them, you know, and who said and they for years say, you know, address loss or this and that. That's not because we not get proper data system in the country. You know, and the Minister of Social Welfare, I don't know if they really understand what's in their own job. Because your job now for ensure say the person when you oversee in a doing job for ensure the patient or the person, the quarantine person get food, shelter, and the basic needs. Then we really ask Kuna for them to buy clothes for them or buy for them motoka. They only want to make sure so then they eat, then they drink, then they sleep. So after then time for quarantine, then we go back to their family. Some people they not be nice to one another. Sometimes we not nice to one another, and that's wrong. Them people they not deserve that kind of treatment they are so. I really beg the government, let them look into all this. Them people are already appoint right now for all them position they are. So just go give position to somebody where you not even know what's in background, where you not even know what's in job qualification. You know, not just the give appointment just like that. If I just say really you go able to take care of the job and do the job effectively. You know, I think it's about time though. Some people that need to be let go of their duties. So then we'll bring in competent people then who will take care of other ones then, just like them we want to let them take care of them. Now me on take Dandy for today, and I hope say Salon, you know, people then will begin to wake up. You know, because people are not wake up. Seems like we sleep sometimes. We don't give you job, do it right. You know, really do it right. Because this is not how the world will progress or how our country is going to progress. We can only progress if we try to put things in and set with priorities in right. Thank you very much, Triple A. Have a good night.
Yeah, thank you very much, Aisatu. Thank you for your time. Make a call with Usfriend. Make we hear you waiting Usfriend gets for we. Yes, Usfriend, you get a platform, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Triple A, and thanks to Doctor in the house as a too. Me own take first of all regarding this this face mask. Yes, wouldn't doctor don't talk so. The area where me just want for buttress for them. Of course, like I they see no more. They don't talk see them face mask. Yeah, today I think see they release that new clip they advertise WHO. Who they say that 3 layers. The only thing no more, I think in one of the layers that are synthetic, would like in case there is a moisture in the atmosphere. Then the other one are like a moisture absorbent, then are the one what they did towards you. Then the other one a filter. So the one they prevent the moisture, if you like the area like wood in Europe, so inside the place cold, that moisture for leg will reduce. And then the side at the middle, the one way like a filter. Then the other one are like for, in case you say with the exhale, they prevent that dampness. But that issue, they, now good idea where they don't bring up just for more reinforcing. But the area where people and they say, you for pull them, you know, for put them on where they talk, then a wrong idea back. Then the idea for say back when you wear them, it cause you for let you know get oxygen and carbon dioxide. In the first place, now science-based things, all that than they do. And some of them are expand and just they expand. From what me get from your small science what I've been doing, in the first place, then get what they call gas laws. That the gas, the exchange for a certain reason. Then get 3 factors what they affect, where the gas they change. Now you get your oxygen, what they try can inside, it go now your blood. They get the carbon dioxide, what they fed for come out after they don't use that in your system. You get what they say, the volume of the area outside the gas day and the pressure. All right. So if you look at them 3 factors there, the carbon dioxide, where it come out from your blood, where they pump on your blood and go now your lungs, we let them go pull it out. Now one process when they see diffusion, that you know they just come out so normal, not just like it pass between a layer. So because it don't concentrate now your blood, it highly concentrates, so it obviously move from your blood, it go now your small air sacs, then small packets now your lungs, alveoli, and the commodity move up, you pull it out with the exhaler. So that is a favor 100%. So when it don't come up, the factor for let it go back, it need for be under high concentration back for let it go reverse that process there. So you're not go able to reverse the process and because the oxygen is already more concentrated with the can inside. So obviously you go for no say and not go inhale carbon dioxide at all cost. So if only when you do exercises, with an extreme exercise, you get a mask on where they keep you so tight. Now then time then they will the waiting doctor say you go try for things and not go where and why they do continuous exercise. Because by then your volume and your heartbeat and the ratio of your lungs, it take more because at least now between 5 to 8 liters of oxygen. Now if you go inside your lungs and one up to 8 to 5 liters of carbon dioxide, they come out back. That now between 1 minute. So that they take place. So then if somebody know them, you go know say that mask will hold way again at my face when I just a normal one, it not go make like carbon dioxide can inside my body because already it not concentrate, it go out to the atmosphere. The water they concentrated, now get for go inside, then that one they effect for come out, in and out. So that one they go and get for no that one they say no factor no good day will go make that CO2 stay in your body and the oxygen not go. Now only other factors them ways until you get a strong mask on your face and you do exercises for some reason, now you will make something you know will just get enough oxygen in your blood. But that one in a very, very rare cases because the gaseous exchange it follow a law. And that law they did. The law, then there are different law make the laws, they get Child's law, they get Boyle's law, but this one particular doctor wouldn't call something like NICS. Now he bring up this law. So that silent and not worry about them, then they just continue to use the face mask and go say they're not good deficient in oxygen as long as the capacity of your lungs. Then another side they now come, wherein the capacity of your lungs, if they're healthy, you're supposed to get enough oxygen. If the capacity of your lungs outside the lungs and they go, because waiting they cause this COVID, people and they become loss of oxygen where they see they need something like now because when they come, the germs they enter your nose, now the nose they begin damage the carpets they will don't they they see. They call it epithelial layer. The damage then layers there, it go now your throat, when you bronch you trachea, when you air passage. It damage the back other mucous layers there. When they said, they see them to your naked eyes. When it damage them, then they run down, can't stay inside your lungs, inside the space then they. So during that period now, they don't reduce the capacity of your lungs with oxygen we then get for exchange. Now, rather they give you that ventilation. Because what it puts the lungs, they see but it did. So when they cough, then they say a dry cough. Not a dry cough in a sense, but a cough where just a cough, nothing they come up. Now, brother, they say now one of the symptoms of or signs where they sip and person say likely you get COVID. Because if they cough, we're not to then cough where they pull sound, when a productive cough. Because then damage still there, they don't go inside your lungs. You can't see them. You go X-ray the pulse itself, the patient, they see them, but then they. So it affect for pull them because of foreign particles in your lungs. During that process of coughing, it strain your lungs, and so your lungs then they expand, and so then they feel pain, and so they expand, so they get double problem. But on that side, number one people know say this now waiting the COVID they cause, now you go make that problem they occur. So right, you go get for need extra oxygen, that is severe for you, where your body not good better. But if in normal cases, when they try for prevent, when they barrier yourself for prevent the sick, you get for wear a mask. That mask they I feel say is necessary. Which number one, as the doctor will give for put in research, let it check that one way WHO recommend for say if that synthetic material is good for areas who are tropical areas because now for stop air we get moisture. It's only way we get dry season and rainy season when they will use them, but now the rainy season will they go because you get the air we then call humid air, water in the atmosphere. Then the place is warm. So I don't know if they factor and they all go work. But for follow it short, not follow what WHO say, for use them as they will get 3 barriers. One, especially one where they stop you for the moisture hole, and the other one they will for stop you for the moisture not come inside. The other side and then looking at the area outside this isolation and quarantine area, one could talk about, there is actually a lapse in what they call for refurbished things in a salon. They not allowed for refurbished things. If you look at the prison, then they are listening to one of the interview them. They will not make place for the prisoners there. That the prisoners on the outside they talk about first. They will not make place during the Ebola where they go keep the prisoners there if in case any one of them get this Ebola. Even though they're not being lost anybody, but they were accommodation places. I don't know how many rooms and beds. But waiting and do after the Ebola, they just left there now. They forget. And the man in charge of the prisons, now free to the head, he confessed really, which was very good, say we are negligent in repairing them. But they don't refurbish them. I don't know when they will refurbish them fish. In case there is a need. Because I can bring the problem now. The prison, where them they pull one man, they care and they say get COVID positive. Later they get for pull the whole lot of the way get, they go carry na the court, na the main court, because they get placed the way them been put. But now all the problem now the area of refurbishment of things so that they will be ready, available in case something happens. Now last minute, then they wait, then they say they do this. We know say there is a problem of finance. We realize the problems of economy, but sometimes there are some money that they come, where they come from certain areas, and then see for the look, one are speculative reasons. So we speculate, say this might be, now put this, it stand there, will go last week longer. If they do that thing there, space good on day. Schools are not open now because of the people thinking they were crowded. Now the classes, despite them do 2 shifts, how then go get for split those classes? Churches, maybe they might be better. Mosques, they might be better. But what about the schools? Because of crowding, especially in the urban areas and some places, the crowding. So you go see, these are the faults where they will therefore try to put in a note, say, we will try to address those issues. In case anything happens, this is not something we just don't bring for we kind of a reminder. Say, oh, we're not being ready in case even things are normal. With space, we are not enough. How picking and go sit down at the table, 445, how then go space them? How then go do this? So then you know the biggest problem now have for open schools in the salon. Maybe the religious sector, they might be able to achieve some of the proposals. But the schools then will get for be the big question. How then go split the classes then and how many shifts then therefore take? All this they come to preparation of accommodation. And the accommodation, it is all right to be used. Now it comes to the areas for quarantine. The places were there, some of them, but they're not being ready. We said they go use chair in a class for people and go sleep, and go just double it and put mattress. All those things were not prepared. Some of the lab them prepare. Some of the people then prepare. They want the way they sensitize them prepare. But the food, they flow well because that quarantine area, and I didn't get problem. When they can change leaders and say now, and then they can shock. When they shock people at the area of the quarantine, because feedback not a day, and people not even look for create something. So let me say, create me idea. Who say don't give me this job here? I'll not just wait till they can't tell me. And they become very resourceful. So that I go create something. Me say, Adam, this will get a legacy. I mean, invent this, or I mean, add up to this. If they just they say that they wait for the presidential task force will decide, say it comes to the COVID task force, then it pass there, it go to the other one there, it will be a long way. But if then they get a continuous feedback, everybody they work in your little area, like in the Minister of Education now, until they don't bring this system of what they talk about internet system, you get a what do they call digital something. Like the time this one is going to say, well, let me add up to this digital thing. Now we'll get a platform where now the labs we can put in information, COVID, the quarantine now we'll put in information, then this go put the information what then will show. Now that one just want to add up in terms of this talk here. Apart from that, let people then just continue to follow the basics what government they advise them in terms of hand washing, whatever, wash their hands when it is required. because water had forget back. Not to every day, because somebody I don't see, say me, they wash me and 5 times per day. Actually, you know, get for the wash, like how they brush his teeth. All you need for do, you wash your hands where you don't get contact of something where you suspect say this. Then you sanitize your hand when you need to say you did this. But make sure you always wash your hands in between where you use the sanitizer because it's sticky now your hand. Let it not become a fomite for carry jams. So let me even take that one number for today. Thank you very much for that. For giving me the platform.
Thank you very much, Usman. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Make a call to Tony. Yes, Tony, waiting na your contribution for today.
Yeah, with regards to the quarantine center, you know, it kind of challenging because of the information they would get. We seem as if there are a lot of gaps, a lot of gray areas where they can work on, you know, because if you say waiting them for don't do best, you know, like we get customer care, right? Apart from the 117 line we didn't get, they should have like established, a coordinating point or like a call center kind of thing wherein all quarantine centers let them know say they need for a call that particular line. They get different lines. At least the mobile companies, they're willing and ready to assist. They can give some free lines where people then go to call, especially from the quarantine centers, and they can get people then we actually devoted in the job, not to somebody who go busy with your phone, they do all personal stuff. But wearing those complaints and they come in, especially wearing they say we not get water, then they take note. Wearing they say we not get food don't delay, then they take note and take detailed information of those centers, and we then find out they get them challenges, then they can develop like a tracker. How the tracker they go work like wearing. Let's say if they get complaint from 8 o'clock in the morning to 12 o'clock, then 12 o'clock being the cutoff period, they can able to do a tracker, comprehensive one, and channel those complaints to the appropriate head. They're going for execute this, going for make decision, execute whatever they want for execute or make decision within 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock. From 12 o'clock to say 5 o'clock, whatever complaint again we can within that period, they can able for fix them up probably first thing in the morning, Monday and the next day morning. If they get that kind of system in place, some of those challenges we are in, because if somebody make a call now, let's say I make a call now, so you say this is 8 o'clock, and before 4 o'clock, they see the issues being addressed, or somebody call at the center, they say, hey, yeah, we got this information. Now this way, this when I get this, probably there's a gap somewhere. Somebody will say, okay, the thing the one they ask for, then they come. Please, when our patients, when this, all this complaint. We know say human beings very, that for satisfy, you can't able to satisfy everybody at the same time. But if they able to put a structure in place, that kind of system, just like when you operate mobile companies, you have people that go cause, hey, me still get problem. We say, okay, give 24 hours, we'll fix them up. Or put her off on a net and put her on back, it will come on. Immediately, you didn't get in complaining, they will not start for work on the back end. Then get people that way immediately. So it's like they're not the pile up work. You understand it? They're not the pile, because what we're seeing is like a lot of bottleneck situation, a lot of bureaucracy, a lot of situation wherein, these are simple things. They can do like a Delphi techniques thing. Bring people that way, say, get the knowledge in handling some of those areas. We get the expertise, knowledge, you understand? All this complaint, because it's sad. You see thousands of dollars or millions of leones. They go every day. They're reporting that this money being spent. And then they actually having the value for it. So you see still yet there is complaint coming in. Still yet you see figures are still going up. You understand? They ask yourself, where are we heading to? Or where, exactly their own method in handling things, waiting at the outcome, waiting with the aim for achieve at the end of the day. Because what we're saying is is like playing a game wherein they had the hard time. You don't know when we're going to get a cut off. That's exactly what for me. Probably somebody else gets a different view, but now so me they look and see so all these complaints they come up from quarantine centers, they can be addressed. Once you get proper execution, proper system in place, proper structure in place, where as they receive this thing, they don't deal with her. Because these things, if you watch all around the same quarantine centers, it's a similar complaints, similar challenges that they get. Same. So not the same. Either they don't get food delay, either they don't get water, either they just can't lock them, they don't give them food, either they got those structures should be in place. Immediately when they say this area being quarantined, straight away report to the people that were in charge. In a dynamic division of labor, very, very little specialization. Make sure everybody in one area able to handle and well. We can make them get a time frame in handling some the response rates. Let it not be like 24 hours. If they receive complaints, they go for work on a 24 hours. No, there should be that kind of system because it's a pandemic. The more they delay in executing those things, the more it causes more problems for more people. And the more they put more people at risk. You understand? So for me, it's that's my main take. They should have, get those ideas, put them together and wait. I'm not to say they don't get the ideas, but I feel say there's a whole gap, gap in execution, a whole delay, the time and response rates, very, 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 very slow in terms of addressing some of those felt needs, or some of those needs we need urgent attention. That I'm not taking around.
Thank you very much, Tony. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Yes, caller, you did live on air. You name and who you call from?
Hello, Tripoli. I call from Maryland, Constant Sierra Leone.
You get the platform.
Okay, thank you very much. It's really sad the way that military man talk to the people and I was watching that the way you asked a question about the welfare. I see how Solomon Jabiru deliberately refuse for answer the question because they know exactly what they do. Now make them take a lawyer, they put on there because once with a lawyer, you can even kill somebody. You go take a lawyer. If you sabi talk well, you will be free. It look like saying that defensive mechanism. I remember we asked about how much people learn in a different district. Then it explain like say it's so complicated for which I know even see the complication. How everybody go lie from when this thing start from Kenima. Even outside the president in stronghold, the other side is central political talk. Every single quarantine center, they report the same problem. How they all go this? Even yesterday, I see one of your program in the interview, one other man back from Bo. The same thing they complain, say the biggest challenge when they get people, they not get food, they not get basic needs. And secondly, again, people in livelihood, apart from if we defeat them, you go lock somebody for one whole month. Now, call it is like imprisonment for one whole month in a quarantine center. What if they not been do lockdown for 2 weeks? There's because of economic hardship. So now, person they get in goals, they get in aims. And one thing that people always talk, I agree with you. I suspect say they are treating people according to their status, which is very wrong. Poor customer service. Look how that man talk for say, well, if it may not get food now. Was that they try for toxic after some of them being dead and poor? It looks like say there's a discrimination against how they treat people. And because I remember we asked that question. Even like me now mocks during Ramadan, we can feed now masjid. But then still for estimate, then they estimate say every day one person, if you give 150 people 150, you don't feel 300 people in that day because it's $5 per person. Okay, let's say for salary, you go say 2,000, 3,000 a day. If you're not in a 30 patient and then you cater for that amount, for that they cater for the this way. You go give person rest, you get an yabas, you get an pepper, high expectant for it. And everything are the same. I just remember me as a woman, how someone go there and something go get a menstrual cycle, then you go imagine. And I'm also a nurse. I don't see any reason why maybe I go to ask as to a doctor. And I even understand why you they quarantine somebody for 30 days. To me, it don't make no sense. If you don't quarantine everybody together, if self the other one they test positive, which means the other one they may not already exposed, they still get a strong resistance. Not means so because you expose to somebody will get a virus, which means say you get a virus. At the place of work recently, then test with some who become negative. Those that were asymptomatic, you have to they tell them for all they tell them make them follow make them just wear a mask, whether they close to it. That was the end of the story. We keep walking and up to this now not get no sign, not get symptom. Then they neglect it look like say this now like a job creation for people. I think they are just trying to be smart. They don't know for say Ebola being getting, they go just use some smart ways. I mean, then you put a lawyer there so that you go still commit the crime, but because you smart, you get a loopholes where not go catch you, just like where Ambassador Yansane in the eat money without to mean a thief. You know, you're an ambassador, we didn't have free to they pay you ambassador money where you do your political party in job, then they pay you taxpayers' money. With the catch that the law not catch you because there is no law. So these politicians, they know how for it really disheartening. Now, you don't ask this question. What in are the measures want to put in place? Like when somebody point a law for penalizer, when they refuse to put a measure, and if you said APC, NGCC, for anybody will refuse. During Ebola, they said they may put measures. If somebody not put a mask, when I put a law, say, now so person, now so the person will pay, then will obey the law of the mask. If somebody the interdistrict one they do, when I know say the bribe, the corruption, my mama the cabal, it is not even hidden. Everybody they talk this thing. Broad daylight, people are traveling to McKinney as long as you have 100,000. They know about it, but it's just money making. So it's like they just create money for the security guys then they create job for the drivers then. So I don't know whether I vote they want or whatever. But now you've been harsh with the people that own a jail. The owner will create the psychological impact for the police. It's just like say I can't wound you, then I'll tell you for say okay, no worry, I put plaster there. Before when they go for social therapy for them, why can't you just treat them nicely? That man they go be so rude, tell them for say now we food now we owe safety just because of people are poor. That's not the instant because after even then you can be poor. They say free poverty pass tight gently. The person in poor, you're not even for good take and they refuse for break the chain of transmission, but they go harass people. Look like what happened to this Muslim sister. People are still in Britain that are not wearing masks. Nobody is harassed. A woman will cover himself. They cover every side. And I almost cried as a Muslim sister, the way actually Israel, I don't believe about religious tolerance. I sister, they abuse Muslim women in that country. They, even though they say 50% or whatever, are Muslims. It just happened for sometimes with Muslim leaders, they not care because they say they all don't become politicians. You ready for go disgrace a woman. You open religious values. You naked her. When America, religion is very, very sensitive. You open in close panel, rough and based on religious values. And at least you will talk. If we not put laws and tell the police what when they go put their own laws, then still you don't emphasize the district lockdown. You don't emphasize that you're allowing the disease to spread, and now you blaming the poor victims. We all know people that are not get customer service, and I believe what that man is saying. As just they're gonna start in place there, then they even get the correct information. And just soldier power. The soldier power una for not invest in the max business, una not do and the innocent people there. Where now when I go allow them for just they when they go they when neglect them when people now the dietitians they don't make job. Those some of them people they even want people they do for 30 days because it's job creation for them. So now so me just see this thing. I'm not really impressed with this new direction. One time we in the field say it's just political propaganda because even the president no go tell me say no listen to 98.1 or you need to listen to AYV all the station they did all they don't even turn off for report. It's not nobody like you said. Nobody is being fired. Nobody is being punished. Instead, it's our innocent people that are suffering. Make them just open this district them because people are still going and things are expensive for no reason. Why not open the district lockdown like what Alfonso said? Because this is just money making machine. Thank you so much for allowing me for talk. I know say the 3 minutes don't pass.
All right, thank you very much, concerned citizen. Thank you.
Bye.
Yes, caller, ID live on air. You name and who side you call from?
Patricia Vander, the call from New York.
You get the platform, Patricia.
Yes, and Chipwe, I know all the time when I talk about this COVID-19 at Sierra Leone, but it look like, because like Mrs. F.Y. they are right now, I get like, I'm traumatized about them. Then they just go take people and say then they go put them in quarantine. And when they go put them there, they say then go get test. Then they say one person get and then they make many people they all left the back, and then they put their own in one place. Like example, then go take me nephew. Then they check him, mama is sick. Then they walk in a hospital when a government hospital where they know they pay them. They not get PIN code. Then get some money. Then go work. Then go surround there. They arrest them all. Then care then go, then say person get corona, then care then go, then say then go put them in one hotel for quarantine them. From the 21st of May, when they call me now and tell me, Now tell the bobo say you get time. He said, man, no get time. I work at go so they know they pay we just they go no more. I love me job. He said they go arrest to all the don't care we go. They say that they go quarantine we passing the way get coronavirus. From when they don't care, they go. I begin count from the day where they call me now. The 4th of June, I call. I said they don't left. He said they don't go do tests. They don't get posting there again, where get them. Then keep them there again. I don't know how they quarantine they go to salon. When they don't go quarantine people there. So Jaman they policeman they for tight freedom for the people them. And they know they get food. They know they get nothing. When they make the pikin the way they parent them. Some of them, before they either they kill the pikin outside and they say they quarantine them, or their parents then die. Because it's very, very frustrating. Even myself now, right now, that thing they disturb me. Every day then they call me, then they give a report day. And seriously, I don't know how they do them, quarantine them. Because right now, as I talk to you, every day, they test me. They know the one themselves where they get then sick, then they don't know. They just tell them for go now us and the doctor attend to them. They all don't return back to work. Then Sierra Leone, then they go put people there and say themselves for if they just say no more, then they quarantine. How long they quarantine people then at that nation day? Because it's like now money making out and they pay any sign out and go every district then they go and for take people there where then they take advantage of them. And they go hold they picking them now their job where they know they pay themselves. Then they again outside and then they suffer, they know they get food, they know they get anything. Me when no so for me they go work for the government hospital. I mean they save money all the time. So now they don't go keep them at that place there. They say even they know they allow nobody for go near there. I don't know why policemen involved and soldier man they involved for tie the people they outside and they say run off for go outside and no the family they not for go close to outside and they. And person not get a sickness there. Why for keep him? Because he keep him for like either he kill him, let get the sickness. He say what he want for that person there, let get him for like die. That's why I see that they do the whole thing at salon. Or they don't go look you say you don't get nothing because the way they don't go now, they go see them parent them, who say them they better not there for them. And then when they do that, the young family then sit down, then they enjoy their life, then they suffer other people then. Then a double punishment that they give them. They don't pay them when they don't the nursing school. Then they go work. They send a volunteer job that they go do. Then they don't go arrest them. All they don't care. They go they say for quarantine. How long they quarantine people in that nation day? So now me on question that I want me the answer because trouble then they just create for other people then they. Like when they all day now they know they pay them. Then the time when they for put them they say them for 3 days. Then they for quarantine, they saw that person don't get them. So, if you don't get them, why don't they let you for let you go to your house? Then they just
make a help you Patricia salon, how they say then they do their own. Okay, then they quarantine now, then I think the 14 days, then they come, then take the swab, then do another test. If that 14 days somebody come again, we prove positive, the quarantine, they start all over again for another 14 days. Let's say after that 14 days somebody back prove positive, then they come back, then they continue the quarantine in a circle. Say, pass the test one day, when nobody not get them, then they left for now. But as long as person get them, then they begin count back 14 days. Now, so they say, then they do them.
How long they're going to keep them all in one place, which is not supposed to happen? You see? So, I don't know. Very, very frustrating for who they are. Anyway, now that's no more I want to know.
All right. Thank you very much, Pat. Thank you. Well, just like as I explained to Patricia, now so salon they do. If they come quarantine, then person gets positive case, the 14 days when they do the swab, then they begin count all over back. All over again, then they begin count. If then, after that 14 days, then come back, then can test, they say somebody gets Andy, then they begin count, and then they left nobody, then they begin count back. So, as long as person the way they test positive, now so then go continue for the count 14 days, till somebody will not test positive. Yes, caller, you there live on here, your name and who side you call from?
Okay, first I want to just comment on Kim. We'll talk about the call center. I think that one is the most important thing for talk about, because if they get a call center where then they put calls into, with all the calls that they come inside, it will help for make them get stuff going. As far as food stuff and other basic medicine that the people need, everybody will call to the call center and tell them what is the problem, what they go through, That's how government works, And he put on correctly, I really commend them for that. But on the other hand, they will say they never money, because that money they will prefer for their money to go somewhere else than it go for do those things one day, because that means you either for cutting to their own expenses, how we politicians border in the other country, they grab all things, nothing for the people, so like I always said, man, we're going to talk about basic. Since last year, same thing, We would say, as I said yesterday, God will go to the heart, and we'll start to think about the people, the people that we suffer in our country, big time. But it seems as if nobody really listen, I expect some voices them where they advocate for this government, for the relief from them. But they hear them, they all go quiet now, because they say every day there's something negative, We love the anything against them. I just want to let them do their job no more for the people, and let the people then at least get good life, good way of living, That's the issue with me and them, I don't have any problem with them. I want to let them succeed, but we know the gap every day, negative, Somebody needs to step up, and do something. And see the passage this year and the year of development, we will see. Let's see. There's 6 months, maybe less than 6 months. Let's see what we're going to do. That's my contribution.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Yes, caller, you're live on air. Your name and who side you call from?
Yeah, this is Mike. I call from Philadelphia.
You get a platform, Mike.
Yeah, what I think say they happen is, I think say when they take the sample from the quarantine center, I don't think say then they label them with the names and everything else. Would they sample these? I think they just they bunch everything together, then do the test there. Then when they come back, they don't know who that for quarantine, who that for left. So they go just quarantine everybody again. But this sound like a primitive move. Like say and then they use their brain there. What's kind? How you go one person test positive, then 15 and test negative, but you quarantine the rest of the people there. They make sense, man. The thing they add up. Like would that test positive? Would that group they test positive? And then for they look for first, you quarantine them all again together. Then we come back again, somebody else test positive. You quarantine them. This not stupidness, man. It don't make no sense, man. What you have with them people there? It don't get sense, they make sense, man. And people need to improve their way of thinking, man. They don't think right at all, man. And the other thing is with this mask, if you do strenuous job, that happened to me today. I do strenuous job, I get the mask on, and I have difficulty breathing. That's why I lower the mask down a little bit. If they do strenuous job, try to understand, keep your distance from other people, and try to lower your mask so you get better breathing, But I don't understand, man. Then people they make money off of this thing. This is a money making scheme, man. They don't care about the people in a salon. And they take care of their own people there. Now the same thing is when they talk over and over, man. They people don't care about salon people there. They don't even love their own people there, But they drive around with nice motor car. Man. Let them hurry up and fix this problem here. So if not over this corona situation, you go there and attend the next 2-3 years, man. They find a better solution for fix this thing. They just drag this thing along, going. They need to hurry up, man. They need for all man they struggle. Next, they will run out of food and that, And then depend on other people and forget it and get it. You know, they don't understand, say, they get for hurry up and finish this year so they will develop the country, you know. I mean, own contribution, I don't know more.
Thank you very much, Mike. Thank you, sir. Make us just explain on this part of the quarantine and how and why they say they do them. Okay. Now, when they say then they quarantine this particular house, then they send soldier and police. Then get the red tape, then draw the line. Which means this house is a no-go area. People are already inside it, left inside it. However, somebody inside that house there, now go don't test positive for make them quarantine the house. That means somebody now be in primary contact to another household to person we now be when are positive for coronavirus. So when they come, police, soldier, then draw the line, say una they under quarantine. Well, based on waiting we they get from people in a quarantine at that stage, they need to test nobody there. They need to test, and some quarantine homes even they tell we say they know they even tell them would that be test positive. Let us say now in a big compound where then get a lot of people in the way some people can come and go. So Monday, it didn't have tongue, it upline or it upline, it didn't have tongue. So say don't go test positive now the provinces, but it say, oh, stay come out. So then come, they no tell the people them, then just draw lines, say who they quarantine now. Number one first, should that be a secret? Because most of the people them we they say we not even know. I think communication na problem. Two, when in quarantine them, they know the test. I laugh because somebody tell me about a house. They say one host they na kissing, we then go quarantine. This na word on the street. We then go quarantine. They say the compound so big that when they count the pikin the normal, not the adults, the pikin the normal within at the compound. They reach 200. 200 pikin there, now they no more than at the compound. Before they come to the adults, they say, then we go with soldier man and police, just because of the large number of people them we be did it. They say them be don't tie rope all. Now then go back, then untie the rope, then they say no to this house. So the person they tell me say, he believes say, now that house they say, but now based on the number of people within that house they, now make them say no to the house. Because if they don't count picking the number 200, how many adults them we go in at that compound they? See now them big compound them, within they build half. And we know how it can look like now then kind area then they. So without having that communication to them people, yeah, okay, police and soldier come, they don't lock down. The people then go say no support for making them get them basic food. And what in they give, just like how they give plus also. When they come, now mostly na yabas, rice, maybe tomato and pepper and few other things there. Well, you will make the fried soup or water soup and how you the fennel way for improvise. Way I think say down they not correct. Again, I still insist, waiting at the budget per person. Because if we know the budget per person, then we go know, say, this one, it look gets a little bit of problem we will need for fix ASAP. I say a lot of people they ask, say if I'm sure. Yes, I'm pretty sure. Say the host then are 200 picking the 9 and quantity. They've Katie the accent, Ibrahim by the accent. What to? Yes, just the picking there. And say the one that will be don't begin tie that rope. Now they untie the rope back. Say forget it. Not to this house or not to this compound. We can't send we reporters them for go now quarantine homes. No, we can't endanger them. We can't even say we they outside we get a mic inside because we self not know because you get asymptomatic people them and you get people that will show signs. So because a lot of people not showing a sign, so you already know. But what thing are they try for saying now? If somebody didn't at this house, we then say prove positive at the end of 14 days. Again, when I go continue back another 14 days. Then come back, then can test. Somebody prove back positive. Una they continue another 14 days. What they say then they do that because when the people in day na quarantine, like inside the homes there, they know they observe any social distance. They say because they need to observe social distance when they're at the house there. So because of that, now make then they quarantine, they go on and on and on and on until somebody they will not prove positive. Yes, but could people even to today, some of the callers them, but could they ask say why this for be? If they can't test now. Well, because the initial stage where then they do the quarantine, where then they enforce them, then they test nobody. So because they need test nobody, then just they hope say at the end of the 14 days, then go can test. Well, based on waiting we hear now the clip, he said then don't they now 33 days. And still yet, in the say, nobody not prove positive. You see, when they ask, they say, na secret. How can that be? I for be secret, where it be say, you de quarantine me. And I not for know if I'm a secondary or primary contact to this particular person. Communication. A big problem. Communication. Then they make now the conspiracy theory where people and they go it is scatter. Make people and they doubt say, is it about money making? And that one they not find. That one they cause big problem against this fight. Because for the past few days, for the past few weeks, a lot of money don't come inside. If all the money are out there, then we still, they cannot say, people them, na quarantine homes them, they're not able to give them just that basic. Make we not graduate back the wonder again. They're creating concerned citizen for Maryland call, they actually, maybe not by preference, thinking to say, these people not be the eats that can eat themselves. But they not be going knock to you say, can give me. Then they go up and down and provide for themselves. Even though it's hard, we all know, but some make it harder on them. No make it harder on them. If WHO, they don't give their own advice within they give. World Bank, IMF don't give 143 million in loan. All waiting and saying for help in the fight against COVID-19. If COVID not be cancer alone, that 143 million not for be come now on a hand. if COVID not be cancelled alone, the 10 million euros not for be counted on from EU. So if you want to say take down the vaccine a blessing, so the people I like they not be they eat beef before COVID-19. Now since una don't lock them down, say because of COVID-19, they may test positive, make themselves test for that blessing. If you want to say a blessing for receive them money, then they. I'm not saying, I'm just trying to make we get a perfect understanding here. If without this particular sick, that money they not for become. Maybe some other money for become in different kind of ways. Understandable. But now because of this sick, now you make the money then they come. Because of this sick. Now you make. So because of this sick, now you make una lock down them places then they. So because of this sick, if them people and they self now want and maybe they eat for day. But because the money don't come, make them self test for this money so that if not 3 or 4 times and it's good. So they self, yes, because of the sick. I don't know, maybe you don't go buy them, but me that's what I think I'm. Say because of the sick. If we want to say because of the sick, let me go by that. Because of, seriously. So we they big. They want them where they in charge. They want them where they in charge. We really need them for please make them wake up. Make them wake up and do it in correct. Make them wake up and do it in waiting correct. Would they beg them? Now beg with they beg. Do ya? Because it's sad that una not able to give the budget per quarantine homes per person or per household waiting on a plan for spend. If this household gets 50 people waiting on a budget for spend, how una expect them for eat that 2 bag reso na kego? Remember, these people in come do una can care breakfast. Una not able to serve breakfast to the entire 1,608 people already in quarantine. If they homes them, because that would be a lot. Before now they go around, now all their host and before now they serve them done. Them don't each for give them lunch. So please, we dey beg. If we need help, make we say we not able. Make we say we not able. If we need help. Say, brah, I don't think say I able this. I go need help for make somebody can help me. For make we figure this thing out. But if we dey pretend like we know, we not the best. I beg, if you get opportunity, we can stream the everyday press briefing. If I make where you get opportunity, like tomorrow, the 10th of June, na 2 press briefing we get forget. We get forget one na Bo and one na Kenema. 2 o'clock salon time and 4 o'clock salon time. So then they do the press briefing, that update what they can do. And they do an na Bo and Kenema for tomorrow. And they do one day. If you get opportunity, join, make you listen. Make you hear how then they praise themselves first. The one way they walk. So now I made them they feel them, say people and know they praise them. But all the hosts then they cry say it's no day. We still get food and nutrition pillar. Food and nutrition. What in the food and nutrition pillar they do? where themselves go and make them praise them. But however, until we can feel for president, then they can praise themselves among themselves. They can praise themselves. But imagine you get food and nutrition pillar, then you hear people and they cry, say, it's naughty. But then they take and say, okay, this is another thing where I look observe. If they go to a certain house, then provide food there, then enough. They expect the people and for say, then count food now, but you not do. But you know what the people can say? Then he say they not count nothing. So then they now can monitor them. But when they go there, then go find out say yes, then be count something, but it not be do. So because you not do, the people then they say they not count it. Instead of them say no, they can't wait, but you not do. But when they ask them now, they tell them go say yes, that's the boy not be do. You not do for we. But we they beg. We not say they can't able for I not get the word for put, but they have a job for provide for the people them. And they still need for find a budget. When you get a budget for work with, you don't help yourself. You don't help yourself big time. I ask for budget, they say the people and they eat fine. Is that a budget? Eh? Is that a budget? Let go to Epsilon. All we want is not the best. All we want. That gap, that flaws, that gap. Now we want for fill. And we want for fill and with the correct thing way for the day. From March, this is June. Still here today, read the same story. Still yet, nobody's been fired. Then I guess they are doing a good job. They are doing a good job, so why make them for firing? If you feel, say, you're not able, you can tell the person, I know say you trust me and I make you give me this work, but I think, say, I fail the people them. Last step aside. Or I need somebody who understand about this department, make it can help me. Because, you know, say, me, that's how me come out. But everybody feels that they are doing the best. I made them the vex so they praise them. Well, my love begin. Would I go start? Because not me. We pray and hope for the best for Sierra Leone. And tomorrow, we go carry back. Make we can rub mouth by waiting at the latest one. Till we meet again tomorrow. Triple say, tata.